Cue music.
Since you've been gone, I can't breathe.
I bet you guys all think of that when you read this title, Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson. And yes guys, this is my review of this fabulous book. I read this book last month. When did this book come out? I read it on the month it came out. I don't know when that was. May? I think May. Yes, I read it in May. And boy was it such a good book. It was a good book. It was a very good book, and I'm going to go ahead and start with my review because that's what you guys are watching. So can we just talk about the cover for one tiny bit, because damn, that cover, guys, come on, this is like so pretty. It's so pretty, and I want like, and look at the back and like the hardcover. Like I read it, like I read an arc, and like it didn't have all this good stuff like from the inside, and like whew, but the hardback is so pretty, and oh my god, Morgan Matson is so pretty too. And then you have this, and like oh, and then this, which obviously everyone probably has seen, and it's like the two girls. They're so pretty, but I don't know why this isn't as pretty. Like this is just a black box, a black thick book, but it was the best of times. That's why her shirt says it was the best of times. Before I start with the characters, I'm just going to tell you a brief intro about what this book is actually about if you don't really already know. So, two best friends, Sloane and James. No, Emily, sorry. Sloane and James is like the program by Suzanne Young. Oh my god. Anyways, Sloane and Emily, they've been like best friends for like 3-4 years. I think 3 years, 2 years. And Sloane is the type of girl who's like, you know, when there's two best friends, there's always one girl who's like, who takes charge more than the other, and that was Sloane in this relationship. So Sloane was the very active, very hyper, very unshy, very, you know, very rebellious. She's crazy, she does things and she's not shy and all that stuff. And Emily's quite the opposite. Like she's always behind Sloane. She's always like the shadow, and it's not because Sloane is doing anything like bad or like Sloane is treating her that way, but no, but this is just because this is Emily's personality. Summer starts and Emily's like, yeah, me and Sloane have like gazillion stuff planned out, and Emily doesn't have any other friends other than Sloane. And even though Sloane is really popular, they've always like noticed Emily as, oh, that's Sloane's best friend. Yeah, so I can't really blame Sloane for that. I blame Emily because she doesn't like get herself out there. So this summer it comes and Emily's so excited for it, and she's like, oh, me and Sloane have like some awesome stuff planned out, and like we're so excited, but then Sloane literally disappears. Like she's gone. Sloane, being Sloane, leaves a letter to Emily with a to-do list, and there are 13 tasks for this to-do list. And boy, do I love to-do lists. Seriously, like I just want someone to like do that to me. I want someone to just send me a to-do list one day out of the blue and go like, you know what? Go ahead and do it. And I'll be like, yes, sir, because I love to-do lists. I'm such a list person. Like I like to do everything in lists, and just having a list like right there, I just love it. Oh my god, it makes me feel so happy. And I wish there were like more books on lists, like do this and that and that, and let's see how it all turns out, because it's so much fun. And previously Sloane did used to send Emily like lists that weren't as like hard as these, but she used to send her lists, and Emily barely ever completed one, so she would just do like 3 or 2, and like she'd just like go, okay, whatever, I'm done with this list. But right now Emily thinks that this is the only clue to Sloane, and she thinks like she just gets this feeling that if she does complete the 13 tasks on the list, that somehow it's going to lead her to Sloane and where she is. And so throughout the book we don't actually get to like meet Sloane that much, but we do get flashbacks, and that's how we actually know Sloane's character and personality. Emily as well. What I like, off to the characters right now. Emily and Sloane are such diverse characters, and they're completely like the opposite of each other, but I really like how like those two blended so well together, and how Morgan Matson was able to just create this dynamic friendship between them, and it's really believable. It's very realistic, and like you know that the other has got the other's back, you know, and it just, they understand each other deeply, and that's what I really liked about both of the characters. A lot of people, like, you might think that, oh, you don't get to know Sloane that much, but we do, because like part of the book is like present and past, and the past is where Sloane is all the time, and that's how we know how, like, for example, their friendship developed and why this happened and what that happened. And you get to understand a lot about both of them, actually. Emily's life with Sloane and how Emily is, like, struggling right now without Sloane, because again, her personality isn't as strong. And because she's doing this list throughout the book, her character definitely, like, changes and she grows as a character, and I feel like it's such a good way for character development. Like, this list helped so much in Emily's character development, and I think it was an amazing way to show how, like, a person can grow and how a person can change with just, like, by a list. And at the same time, it's very realistic, because when you tell someone to do this and that, and like, somehow, like, Emily has it in herself that she has to do it, she has to complete it, because she thinks this is the only way she's gonna find her best friend. And no matter what, she's gonna do it, and she overcomes fears, and she overcomes, like, feelings that she never thought she would feel. Does that even make sense? But she does stuff out of her comfort zone. So I don't want to go too deep into the book or too deep into whatever it is, but obviously when Sloane isn't there, we get Emily's with other people. She's not alone throughout this process. And she has some friends she meets and she becomes friends with who help her with this list. And I find it so good and so nice that, you know, Emily has got, like, she got friends and stuff through the process, and she has really, really grown. And I feel like this is me, like, oh my god, Emily, I'm so proud of you. Like, you go, girl. Like, yes, without Sloane, you can be a person. Like, don't get too attached to one person and you think, like, oh, without that specific person, you can't do this or that, because that's not you, or you're too shy or whatever. Obviously, the characters that we meet are some really, really good characters. We also get to know more about them and their story, and I feel like it was all very well played out, like, throughout the whole 450 pages. I feel like it was very connected to each other, and all the characters were able to connect to each other, and it was really, really good. Each chapter takes up like one item off the list, and like every chapter she does that item, and that's how, like, she gets to meet the new characters, or she gets to, like, do stuff. Oh my god, I'm so bad at this. Anyways, guys, I honestly think this is, like, the perfect contemporary so far. I really, really enjoyed it. It's so funny, and it's, you know, like, I actually had a good time reading it. Like, it's full of fun, friendship, love. Like, it's so cute and sweet, and, like, sad at, like, tiny moments, and, like, aw moments, and really the ending, oh my god, like, seriously, I do not want to spoil it, but damn, that was such an ending. Like, it was such a ending, like more of a happy cry ending, because it was so good. Morgan Matson is definitely, like, one of my contemporary authors. She's such an amazing contemporary author, and I'm definitely going to pick up Second Chance Summer, because I haven't, and I've read Amy and Roger's Epic Detour and now this, and I've loved both, and so definitely I'm going to have to pick up Second Chance Summer, maybe even buy it. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you plan on reading this book, I know a lot of you do. I'm so happy, because you're hopefully going to enjoy it as much as I did, because I completely enjoyed it so very much. I will link down my written review on the blog down below in the description. And again, guys, if you do plan to read this book, do read it, because it's really, really good. And hope to see you guys in my next video. Hope you guys had a good time. Bye bye.